Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today I'm reviewing Alien Covenant. Welcome back, guys. I got a chance to catch a screening of Alien Covenant, and that is the brand new film by Ridley Scott, which is a sequel to Prometheus, but also kind of at the same time a prequel to Aliens. I don't think I've ever seen a sequel prequel before, a prequel sequel. I like that they rhyme, but anyway, was it any good? Is it worth your time? Should you head out to the theater? Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, now, actually this film is a little bit different than the other films that I've reviewed before because it's almost as if you have different criteria going into the movie. It depends on which movie you're trying to see here. Are you looking for a sequel to Prometheus? Or are you looking for a prequel to Aliens? And I know some people may not have liked Prometheus all that much because there wasn't enough alien stuff in there, but the premise in Prometheus was like, maybe you didn't know. Like, you didn't know if this was aliens or not. This was very shrouded in mystery, and so that was kind of like part of the experience of Prometheus. So a lot of mystery, a lot of things that you weren't quite sure, and it made it a joy to watch that movie. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I happen to like it. If you're going in there looking for a prequel to Aliens, yeah, you're gonna find some of the stuff that you're looking for, but then you're also gonna find some of the stuff you were looking for. If it's just that there's not enough of both in it for you to figure out which one that you want. But anyway, on to the good stuff about it. I like the way it was shot. It was beautifully shot, even though I think Prometheus was shot a little bit better. But this one was still beautifully shot. You still get that feel of Ridley Scott in this actual film. And then you get the feel of Alien. You kind of get that dread and that fear and that horror aspect, but it's sci-fi horror. And speaking of sci-fi horror, there's a lot of gore in here. There's like a lot of bloody gore, and that's like, it's actually really good. It's scary, but it's jump scary. It's not so much scary, just jump scary, like loud things or very loud sounds or things just kind of hopping at you at the screen. The movie's got the thrills, the movie's got the jumps, the movie's got the scary portions of it, and you get your fix of Alien, even though that doesn't really happen till like almost in the third act where you start really seeing anything kind of come together in that way. But if there is one shining star in this entire film, it's got to be Michael Fassbender as he plays David and he plays Walter. Two of the different androids that look the same, even though it does get a little confusing, but I'll get to that a little bit later. The dude knocks it out of the park, man. It's like everything Fassbender does, he puts like his all into it. Even though sometimes he gets some crummy movies, this one still works out. It's still pretty good. Now, he is doing a dual role here, as I mentioned, one David and one Walter, and he has like full-on conversations with himself. Like that's like some gravitas, man. That's like Mr. Fassbender, you know, like that's what he does. That's what he does. That's what he does. One aspect that I actually really like about this movie is that they know how to big up their women in the cast. Like, it's not forced girl power, it's not forced I am woman, hear me roar kind of thing. It's women put in situations where they're able to shine and thrive and show how strong they are. And you'll see that. I don't want to really give away any of those situations, but not only physically, but mentally, through character, through script, through dialogue. That's the way that I would like to see an actual strong woman. I don't need it to be told to me that they're strong or some ridiculous scene where it's obviously fake. This was very real, very gritty. You felt it, you knew it. It was good stuff. As well as this movie was shot and as good as it looked, the story was a bit lacking. It was a little bit lacking. There were some points where I had to keep asking my boy Gio, like, yeah, what's going on, dude? Like, did you see what happened there, or did you miss it? Did I miss something? And there were parts that were just like straight up predictable. Like, we were calling stuff out to each other, like, yeah, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. I would have liked a little bit more mystery in the film, and that really kind of goes down to editing. Or just keeping certain things out that didn't need to be there. I think it might have been a little bit too much of a spoon feed for the audience. Now, there's a lot of things that happen in this movie that actually really wouldn't happen unless one particular person made a particular decision. It's like this entire thing is based on the fact that one person decided to go and investigate, and then that's it. So you kind of wonder what it would have been had they just kind of ignored that signal or something. And that's not a spoiler, it's just that's just how the movie is. The thing about the crew is that I'm pretty sure that they did everything that they probably shouldn't do or ever do. You know, like when you see those old horror movies and you're like, oh, don't open that door, because like you know what's gonna happen. That's kind of like what happens a lot with a lot of the scenes in this movie. It's just kind of like, yo, don't look in there, or don't go behind that door, don't look behind you, and then you look behind you, and then they're dead. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I did say earlier that it is predictable, and the predictability of the movie is kind of the downfall for me in terms of the bad. Not a full downfall, but bad enough. Verdict time, guys. I'm going with a 3 out of 5 on this one. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I watched it. I enjoyed the horror aspect of it. I love the sci-fi aspect of it. The gory aspect of it also. But I think that Prometheus was a little better just because I felt more of a mystery. I didn't know what was going on the whole time as things were being revealed to me. I did like it as a prequel to Alien, because it does start to explain that whole story of how everything kind of came to be, and that's awesome too. I found it okay. I didn't hate it, didn't love it. That's where it's at. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just watched the review for Alien Covenant. Are you heading out to the theater? Are you gonna see it? Did you already see it? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. So, if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share with your friends, share with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.